In the context of liberal democracy country, people already have freedom to speak and to give their opinion at the very first place. And also, in the liberal democracy country, also societies voting including in terms of policy making. For example, like referendum, where society gives their votes in terms of making its policies. Like in past, for example, we see Brexit and also Timur Timur in Indonesia. But we think, ladies and gentlemen, it is very problematic. Why is that so, ladies and gentlemen? Because even if it is a liberal democracy country where people give their votes, we say it is not effective. Because at the end of the day, the result based on its number. What does it mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means the majority will always win. The perspective of majority people will always win. And also, therefore, we think that we have to abandon this kind of mechanism in terms for significant social change. So our purpose in opening government is that we want to better result of policy making for significant social change. But before that, any POI?
No. How you can guarantee that the government, when there are majority as well, will still vote for their majority needs?
Okay, I will answer. That is my argument. So, why we think that it is unjust to use referendum for policy making in social change? Ladies and gentlemen, we say that it is not fair to all layers of the society. Why is that so, ladies and gentlemen? Because we think, in terms of the ideal policy making for significant social change have to cover all needs of society itself. Because, for example, their safety and security, their welfare, and etc., ladies and gentlemen. So, what happened in referendum is that people will tend to prioritize their needs and also their benefits, ladies and gentlemen. Because when this kind of policy also discriminate certain groups, for example, like in USA, when the policy discriminate Muslim minority there, ladies and gentlemen. So people also will also vote for that, ladies and gentlemen. Why is that so? Because the stigmatization of Islamophobia, for example, ladies and gentlemen. So we say that society also therefore we think that society will also fight for our interest, not for all things ladies and gentlemen. But let's characterize what happened there. So because because in country it based on majority and minority, like white people and African American people, Muslim and Muslim minority, and etc. So therefore we think that it is better if only politician also making this policy itself, and also it also can cover all layers needs of society itself. Why is that so, ladies and gentlemen? Because we think it is because the politicians are the one who are capable on that, and also can cover a layer of society. Why is that so? Because first, because number one, they would like to seeking for voter base, for example, ladies and gentlemen, because minority also will be calculated as their voter base. Secondly, they also would like to create a good image in their country, ladies and gentlemen. So therefore, in order for this politician to be re-elected in the future, we say that they also will cover all layers of society. So therefore, we think that it is better in terms of policy making if politicians create this kind of policy. Yes.
How government will understand the misuse, and how government will understand what the minority need for the social changes in the current status quo?
When you are a politician, that's your job to understand all layers of society and also society's need and society's interest. Because being politician, it means you represent your society in terms of making policy, because that is your responsibility. So we say that is the basic thing that has to be done as politician. Yes.
How you can guarantee that the incentive of the government will tend to defend the minority itself?
I've explained to you, they would like to seeking for voter base and also a good image to be re-elected again in the next election, because they are current politicians. Once they break or may create a policy that discriminate others, it also will go viral. For example, it also decrease their image, and also the possibility for them to re-elected in the next election will be decreased also, ladies and gentlemen. So therefore, they will also cover all layers of the minority itself, ladies and gentlemen. So secondly, why we think that we have to abandon this kind of mechanism? Secondly, because we say that not all layers of society understand the issue. Why is this so, ladies and gentlemen? Because even if they understand the issue, they know the issue. For example, case on Brexit in Timur in Indonesia, for example, they know the issue, but they are not capable in making policy in comprehensive decision. Why is that so, ladies and gentlemen? See, because they don't, because they cannot see all the consideration. For example, when Brexit, Britannia exit from the European Union, it creates a gap in bilateral relation, for example, to other members. For example, and also it gives harm to the society, because the distribution of community, for example, will increase the taxes because they are no longer a part of the member union, for example, ladies and gentlemen. So we say that the impact goes to the society, goes to the farmer, for example, and so on and so forth. So therefore, we think that it will be better if this kind of politicians are the one who create this kind of this kind of policy itself. So therefore, we propose.
Apa kepanjangannya Brexit, Kak?
Britannian exit. Best scenario from all.
Sama aja yang kita bilang. Itu gimana ya terus?
Ingat masih banyak bolong-bolongnya Arham sih.
Iya.
Iya. Baru nanti repetitif Ji.
Bisa.
Timer.
I think I need a water, please. I need water.
Udah dapat jijiat tahu? Nah ini.
Iya, Kak. Kan lagi situ, Kak. Ya. Ih, terlindungi Kak Pira.
Sudah. Oke.
Itu dulu itu.
Oh, dimatikan dulu baru lanjut. Atau lanjut saja, oke. Nih.
Satu-satu.
Oh, satu-satu.